Different types of fraud that we're encountering. One that I've talked about many a times on the show is wire fraud.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Wire fraud in general is just somebody's trying to intercept your wire. Either you're sending a wire or receiving a wire. Somebody, a bad guy, is trying to get in the middle of that and get their wiring instructions inserted so that they get the money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it's not little dollar amounts. You know, they don't usually pick on the couple $1,000s. They pick on the big dollar amounts, the
Sure.
20, 30, 40, 500,000.
Yep.
Those amounts. And like you had mentioned, they're usually in your email. They're usually watching, and they're just sitting back waiting for the right time.
Yep. Yeah. And the
so-
right time is when you're in a real estate transaction.
Right.
That's when it is. Yeah.
Largest amount of money that you're typically ever going to send over a wire is for a house. It could be all cash transaction. It could be with financing. It doesn't matter. They'll target them all.
Right.
And wire fraud, like I said, I've been on the show now for probably 8 years.
Yeah.
It has definitely been a hot topic, and now we're getting into other fraud that I don't think people realize how bad it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So and it's not just at first it was absentee owners, meaning an owner who lived out of state but owned a home here or owned vacant land here in Las Vegas, and it was free and clear, right? That was the low hanging fruit. We are now dealing with identity theft / absentee owner that has mortgages on it. I mean, the bad guys are nice enough to pay off the mortgage and go through with this transaction.
Wow. That's a new one for me.
In order to not draw any red flags. We have a deal. We have 2 deals right now. And then the first one is absentee owner. He's out of state, free and clear property. Deeded it over to his friend.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now the friend is selling the property.
Wow.
Well, as you know, sometimes we need what's called an uninsured deed affidavit.
Right.
Saying, did you sign this? Couldn't get a hold of the original owner.
Uh-oh.
So we actually have fraud in place right now where somebody signed a deed on behalf of this owner, and now they're trying to resell the home.
Wow.
So from a title standpoint, we caught it before any damage to us, but unfortunately we have a seller, we have a homeowner who no longer owns a home.
Wow.
We have a guy in the middle who we're not sure if he's the bad guy or if he got swindled by a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
So we're still trying to figure that out. But the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people always look at the seller side of it, of what happens with this seller, right?
Right.
The home was sold. The seller no longer owns it, even though they never wanted to sell it. The proceeds are sent away to the bad guy because they
Right.
gave that information. But you also have a buyer. You have a buyer who
Right.
bought the home.
Right.
And that buyer has to go through the process of doing 2 things. One, they're going to get sued as a buyer. They're going to get sued by the original seller,
Wow.
right? So that right there triggers what's, quote, the potential loss.
Right.
From that point, you hope they did it with a title company who has title insurance.
Yeah.
Because then they can put a claim in.
Right.
And then we'll step in and we'll start unwinding this to figure it out.